Hello friends, so this is the environment, SQL Server environment, where we can create a database. In the databases we can have different database objects. So let's create a database first. So just right click, add new database. Let's give the database name as MCA-MIT. Just click OK. So you'll see this database have been added, MIT MCA. Now let's create a application for, let's say, a small application for library management system where a student can issue a book. So let's create a table related to that. For example, if I'll create a table for bookmaster, so I'll have an important primary key, that is accession number. Let's give this as a numeric. We have a title of that book, so let's give this as nvarchar, and we have, let's say, author of that book. It's nvarchar, and an important field is book status. So let's give this as char of size 1 only. Now let's save this table with the primary key accession number. So I'm giving the name as bookmaster. Now we have a book status which may be either A, that is available, or it may be I, that is issued. So I'm giving a constraint called as check constraint for the same. Give the expression as book status is equals to either A or book status is equals to either I. So only two values can be inserted over here, either A or I. So just save this, close it, save this. So our table bookmaster is ready. Let's close this and refresh it. We'll see a bookmaster table is available. We'll add some record into it. Edit top 200 rows. Let's say accession number 101. Title of the book is, let's say, Java programming, right? Balguru Swami, and book status is A. Let's say if I'm entering K, it will raise that constraint, right? So I can have only insert IA over there. So 102, let's insert something. Operating system, let's say the name bound, and it is again available. So initially, as a user, as a librarian, I can insert these book details into my bookmaster table. So I just have a small table where I have not taken all the fields, but an important field that are actually required over here. So just execute this, your record have been inserted. Now the second table is, let's say, a student master table where I need to have student ID. Let's give this as numeric. Student name, nvarchar, nvarchar. Let's take only two values. Let's give this as primary key and save this record. Save the record with student. Now again we need to add some record into the student table. Before that, refresh it, you'll find that student table. Edit top 200 rows, add a student record, let's say 201. Student name, let's give the student name as Vinay. 2002, let's give the name as Alex. 2004, sorry 3, let's give Smith. Just execute this. 3 records have been there in the student. Now the next important thing is a relational table, that is an issue master table. So one student can have multiple books, and one book can be issued to the multiple students, so it can have a many-to-many relationship over here. So here I need to create a relational table. So I'm creating a new table with, let's say, transaction ID. Let's give this as a numeric. then issue date, let's give this as date. Then we need to provide the student ID, a particular student who is actually issuing that book. Its data type should be same. Then which book he is issuing, so we need to have an accession number. So let's give this as a primary key. Save this. So I'm saving this with issue master table. I need to provide a foreign key over here. So set relationship, add table and column specification. In bookmaster, in student table, the student ID is primary key. So here also we need to provide a student ID as a foreign key. Just click OK, close, save this. So we are linking student and issue master. Accession number, relationship, add column specification. In bookmaster we have a accession number as a primary key, but here it is foreign key. Okay, close and save. So it will ask you for this. So here we have taken three constraints. One is primary key, all the not null constraint, and here we have foreign keys as well. So again close this. Now let's see the database diagram for it. So initially it will not provide you the permission, so I need to have a permission set for this. Right click, we'll have a files, just change the owner to SA. Okay, now you can have a database diagram. Just click yes. So you'll find all these three tables. Just add all these three tables. You'll find a database diagram, which is where all the three entities are linked with each other. Now let's come to the procedure. So here the objective is to create a procedure which will insert into an issue master table, but it will update this status simultaneously. So I'm creating a procedure which will actually insert a record into an issue master table with a student ID, accession number and issue date, but at the same time it will update the status of a book which is actually changed to I. So create procedure, let's give this as issue book. Can have parameters for the same. So I can have parameter, let's say student ID, just take its data type. Second was accession number, again numeric 18,0. So I'll take only two parameters. The reason is that I can have transaction ID which we can give an auto incremented. So let's pass that value as an auto incremented. For the same, what we have to do, just go to that particular book master table, select the design part. Just refresh it, you'll find that issue table. Just select the designing part of issue master, select the transaction ID and change its identity to yes. So just save this. Right. So we'll have an auto incremented transaction number. Now continue with the procedure. So as give begin end. Now here I can have two SQL statements. I'm inserting into issue master and only two parameters, that is first is for issue date, second parameter is student ID, third parameter will let's say accession number. So just pass the values for it. First one will be get date, that is the system date, and second one will be student ID. We'll get it from parameter of the procedure. Second parameter also get it from the procedure. So this will insert into issue master, but at the same time you want to update a book master table. So book master set book status equals to I, where accession number is equals to @accession number. That's it. Just execute this procedure. So a command is executed successfully. Now just try to execute this procedure now. If you'll just refresh it, you'll find your procedure, right? Just right click and execute procedure. Now I'll pass the parameter student ID. I think we have 2001. Accession number of book is 101. So we are issuing 101 book to 2001 student. Okay, so you'll get a return value 0. Now let's see whether we have done with our fulfill our objective. So select star from student not student exactly, it's an issue table. Then we'll check select star from book master so that we can check the status of that book that we've issued. So here we go. So we have an book status I, and we have inserted into an issue table. So that's it. Thank you.